Hello, everyone. Welcome to day two of our Advent calendar reviews. Today we are reviewing Transformers Legacy Evolution Walgreens exclusive Rescue Bots Universe Medix. Medix here is a figure I've been trying to get my hands on for a while. I love the color scheme, I love the details, and I'm already a huge fan of the Skids mold, with this variant being Crankcase, which is my personal favorite of the Skids family. So yeah, let's get into him. Medix here is based off of his appearance, or I guess his more color scheme of the toys he's had in the Rescue Bots line, with like neon greens, the whites, the bright oranges, with our grays and blacks. Underside is skids. The QC on this figure is a little eh. This does not like to tab in, which irritates me beyond belief, but I got this guy for discount at my local Walgreens, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, say it don't like holding. The other side holds just fine. Let's see. What if we switch? Nope. There's no switching. They just don't hold. Medix here comes with a large selection of guns. A few of these, I think these two are the ones with Alita, while this one is the Skids gun, or in this case, Crankcase, because if you have that figure, all he comes with is the chest blaster and his the Skids blaster. But these will be talked more about in robot mode, so yeah, let's just put those off to the side for now. Medix here, though, is probably one of my personal favorites of this family tree of molds. He has my favorite color scheme. He doesn't feel the greatest. I'll give him that. Skids and Crankcase both felt way better than Medix here feels. Though I do think mine's just a bad copy. You're bound to get at least a few of those when you're collecting, and I think I got one. So yeah, not the worst though. The figure feels great. Mostly, the paint feels kind of chalky here and here. Maybe it's just cheaper paint. Probably is. So yeah, Medix here though is one of my personal favorites, color scheme wise, from my entire collection. I love the oranges, the greens, the blues, the whites, the grays, the blacks. All these colors complement each other nicely. And I love the additions of silver for the headlights, though that's something that Crankcase did already, and I already really like Crankcase, so it was a no-brainer when I got this guy. So yeah, let's go into some more details. For example, I believe these would be gas canisters on the side of Medix's alt mode, those being parts from Crankcase. So yeah, everything here is from Crankcase except for the head and the light. I believe this light piece came from the Minerva remold, or actually I think this light piece is earlier on from Earthrise Prowl, isn't it? Is it? I don't know anymore. Yeah, so like I'm saying, this guy, great. I love the colors. Love how it looks. Feels eh. I do enjoy all the sculpted detail, though. The hubcaps are nice, looking as lovely as always. The headlights, the grill, the hook, all look great, feel great. Ain't gonna come off nice and tight. Mostly. You gotta really shake it if you want that to come off, though. So yeah. The head's a little small for the crankcase remolding, so now you have that gap there, which is a little unfortunate, but, I've seen worse configurations, like Skullgrin here. Skullgrin's just like a whole other mess on its own. So yeah. But yeah, Medix here is wonderful. The alt mode feels great. Don't feel great. You kind of have to mush it together for everything to feel like it's supposed to tab in. But that's QC wise. I say if you have Crankcase, you already know how good this mold's supposed to feel. So yeah, details are nice. I love the blue windows. Just wish they weren't clear plastic. Because of them being clear plastic, I do run the risk of these parts stressing or snapping. Which actually, during this transformation, I do want to check these back slots here where the legs tab into, because I also want to make sure that those aren't stressing out. So yeah, let's go into size comparisons. Our first size comparison is a fellow deluxe class, that being Rescue Bots Chase. Deluxe Class 86 Bumblebee, Leader Class Grimlock, and finally, Commander Class Optimus Prime. Without the trailer, of course, because if you have the trailer, then that's just that's an unnecessarily large figure right there. Which, honestly, the trailer's worth the budget, but nah, that was for his video. But yeah, just like that, size comparisons out of the way, let's go into our transformation. Medix here shares a lot of the details and knickknacks from the Skids mold. So, let's get ready. First thing you want to do, pull up these doors right here and here. These should slide into these slots, or these slots should go into these little tabs right here, like so. This fits nicely. Next thing you want to do, pull this section down, push these in. There's little slots right here. They go into tabs right there. Sticks in, sticks there. You want to flip in the feet. Separate. Oh, wait, no. Don't separate the legs yet. That could stress the plastic. Next thing you want to do is come to the underside, untab the forearms. These little slots these tabs right here will go into slots right there. Like so. Shift it out. Move the shoulder up. Same thing on the other side. Shift out. Rotate upward. Then you want to untap the back. Collapse the waist like so. Check the underside real quickly. No stress marks. Good. Collapse the upper torso. These tabs right here will slide into some slots right in the back. That will help it stay in there securely. Untab the legs. Flip down the shoulder cannons from crankcase. And there's... oh wait, almost. If you have preferences for the details and color scheme, you could just leave the front here. I prefer leaving the front on both crankcase and Medix. I like the more vehicle details a lot more, but some people will prefer having the colors showing, and I do love these colors a lot, so I'll give you that. Yeah. With that all being said, Medix is done. We come to his gun. All you want to do is pull this piece down and flip it around, and that will give it its blast effect barrels. And that's it. Medix here honestly looks wonderful. I don't know too much about the proper toy that this figure is based off of, nor do I know much about Medix as a character. I'm not sure if he is a character. Maybe he's just a toy made up for the brand. For example, Magnius and Boulder Clash, or any of the Rock Lords, any of the recent Junkions. Those are all characters that were just made up, no lore, none of that. So I'm not too sure if Medix has any lore or any character. So yeah, Medix here though looks beautiful. I love the colors. The colors just work really well for me. The head sculpt is from the Burnout figure, I believe. Which, is it Burnout? Okay, just for my sake, I'm going to look this up just to be sure. Be with you guys in just a moment. Alrighty, I was right. It is in fact Burnout. Oh, we don't want to go to videos, we want to go to images real quickly. Zoom in on that head, if I could. Google's being all weird. There, don't do that. Don't do that to me. Right there. So that there is our original homestead of this head mold. Yeah, this head's from Burnout. The head honestly looks wonderful on this body. It just kind of sucks that it doesn't fit the scale of the alt mode, but sometimes parts just don't fit. You know, you can't Frankenstein every character together and expect it to work, right? Doesn't mean you can't try, though. So we'll just go over my issues with this figure first. Medix here, my copy. His chest doesn't hold in the slightest, which sucks because I absolutely love how this guy looks. But it doesn't hold at all. And I think either he's missing a piece or his QC is just that fucked, which both are very much possible with this with the Legacy Evolution set of figures. Because Legacy Evolution kind of had some flops. You know, the first release of Tarn, you know, obviously his QC wasn't this, but, you know, if any of you know, the arm that was supposed to support the cannon couldn't support the arm cannon. because the cannon was too heavy for that arm to support. So when you put him up, his arm would kind of just droop down. So the transformation joint would be right here. You have the cannon attached to the forearm. His arm would just drop down like that before you can even get a chance to pose him, just like that. Bludgeon, the 4-pack Tarn, and the re-release of Tarn in Legacy United all fix those issues. Every other variant of that Tarn mold fixed those issues, including the package refresh. So yeah, first release of Tarn had those flaws, unfortunately. Yep, their ones fixed that though. So yeah, personal views going on there. Just issues that some figures have. I haven't heard anything about Medix or any other Medix figures suffering from this. So this could just be a me problem, which I hope it is. Because if people genuinely want this figure and bought him to enjoy, just for him to not hold together well, I do feel bad for those people. I got this guy on discount for $10, but some people paid retail or more because of him being an exclusive. So I really do feel bad for those that have like a terrible QC on their Medix and spent all that extra money. So yeah, Medix here though feels okay. The paint feels a little chalky. If any of you had that IDW blur from the Velocitron line, his paint, Medix's paint here feels like that paint. A little chalky, not as fine feeling, but there's been much worse. Medix here's details though on the chest are wonderful. I love this vent-like detailing. The inside you can see kind of like groove detailing in there. Kind of hard to see with how the paint is, but there you go. This inside hole right here has a bunch of little lines or grooves in there. The chest right here and here on these orange bits are just flat parts painted orange, which are perfectly fine. I like that. The black is a nice touch. I like how the green is popping more here too. I like the green being small highlights, but I do enjoy that it has a more focal point. I believe that's the proper terminology here. A more focal point where it's just like more out there. I like that a lot. I also enjoy being able to see this more neon orange too. It looks great. I love how it looks. So yeah. Details on this guy are wonderful. Everything besides the chest is great. He is not moving anywhere. I gotta hold him here if I don't want the chest to like untab. So we're gonna hold him here and just... Okay, no, the chest still untabs. Well, balls. Either way, the rest of the body, the rest of the figure is solid. It feels great. The only issues I have is with this component. This entire torso component, this piece and this piece are my only problems. This is all clear plastic, and it's blue clear plastic. So I doubt it's as durable as the smoky gray that crankcase is made out of. And this just refuses to tab in. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and get the other guys transformed for size comparisons. We'll do articulation, go over the accessories, and final thoughts. See you all in a few minutes. Alrighty, got the other guys transformed. So yeah, we're going into articulation, size comparisons, final thoughts, and that's about it. So yeah, articulation on the figure. Figure can look up that far, down that far, side to side. Full 360 at the head though, so at least you get that bit of a wiggle waggle right there. 360, oh yeah. Arms go up that far, down that far. If you only use the joint outside of this one, arms can move up that far and down that far. Full 360 rotation. Arms can bend that way for transformation. So if you don't want to use the whole bicep down here, you can use this. Bicep is on the mushroom peg, full 360. Just 90-degree bend, 360 rotation at the at the wrist. My God. Waist rotation goes a full 360, just like so. Legs go out that far, back that far, and forward that far. Knees bend in this far. You can get a little further if you force it, like so. But you ain't missing out on much. And an extreme ankle pivot, as so. And yeah, let's go into size. Oh wait, no, not size comparison yet. I almost forgot to talk about his accessories. Two of his guns are from the Legacy Elite 1, but instead of being casted in a light blue clear plastic, this is casted in this neon red or orange clear plastic, which honestly looks nice. I love the way this plastic looks. Feels kind of weird compared to most clear plastics, though to be fair, this entire figure has felt kind of weird, so I can't say much. The guns show no signs of breaking, no cracks, no issues, none of that, which is honestly really nice to see. Same can be said for the blue blaster, the one from the original Skids mold. This blaster is holding up really nice, and not much to say besides it looks good. It's a blaster. So yeah, we have Crankcase's blaster, which is just remolded and repainted to match Medix here. Nothing much has changed. A little bit of orange has rubbed off onto this port right here. Hard for you guys to see because of my lighting, but there is a slight touch of orange here from just being inside that hole. Which honestly, I'm just going to put this right back on. I prefer how this guy looks with this piece on. Then the little touches of green here feel much more balanced with everything else. I like small touches of color, not massive, unless that's the character's whole theme. For example, Optimus here. His whole theme is red, white, and blue. You don't want their filler colors to be the main point. You want them to accent the main color, which is white. So yeah, details here look nice. Figure is a little gappy though. Spots like this. I do enjoy that they sculpted in little details like a suspension spring in here, which looks lovely. Some more greeblings in there too. Kind of hard to see because it's all shadow in there right now. But there is in fact detail in there. Hard to get at an angle, but through the fuzz and blur you can kind of see detail in there. The gaps are a little unsightly though. They're not the worst thing in the world. I don't mind them too much. Nothing a few gap fillers can't fix. On the back you got some gaps right here and here. Not the worst though. I've seen much worse in figures. For example, any impactor mold. Those gaps are terrible. Figure's great, but gaps are ungodly. But yeah. With that being said, size comparison time. Deluxe class Bumblebee. Deluxe class Chase. We'll get Commander class Prime in here first, since he's the second largest. And finally, Leader class Grimlock. Jeez, I forgot how big this guy is. I haven't pulled Grimlock out in a while. He is huge. He absolutely dwarfs Bumblebee. Dude can punt Bumblebee like a football. But yeah, final thoughts on Medix here. Medix is a great figure. If you can find one with good QC for a good price, go for it. I feel like he's a nice medic to work with your Ratchet or Red Alert. And honestly, he is just a fun figure. I enjoy fiddling around with him every once in a while. I enjoy just being able to mess with him. He's a fun, well-made figure, good articulation, and I feel like that goes a long way in the collector sphere, you know? Good articulation is pretty well made if you can find it for a good price. I haven't seen the prices on Medix lately, so I'm not sure if the prices have gone up or down. But if they've gone down, good. This figure is not worth the ridiculous amounts that he was being charged for at first. Just because the figures are an exclusive doesn't make them good. For example, Legacy Cosmos. He's an okay figure. Just not $100 okay. So yeah, with that all being said, should you guys get this figure? Get him if you are in the mood for something fun. And if you know the QC's on him if you know the QC on this guy is good, shoot for it. If you find him for a good price, go ahead. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for your time, and hope you all enjoy day 2 of this advent calendar. Goodbye.